Week 2, Unit 9, Grammar Part 1. We're going to review the preterite. You do that in Unit 8. I feel like we need some review, and then we're going to step through it. It's a regular stem preterite. Okay, let's review. AR verbs in the preterite have these endings. E, asti, o, amos, aron. Notice that we have an accent on the first person and third person singular, first person plural. No S at the end. Hablar. Yo hablé. Tú hablaste. Él, ella, usted habló. Nosotros hablamos. Ellos, ellas, ustedes hablaron. There are two accents right there. No S at the end of this to form. And the person plural stays the same as the present tense. Caminar. Yo caminé. Tú caminaste. Él, ella, usted caminó. Nosotros caminamos. Ellos, ellas, ustedes caminaron. ER, IR verbs have these endings. They are identical to each other. Y, iste, yo, imos, ieron. Notice again we have accents on the first and third person singular. No S on second person singular. First person plural is the same in the present tense for IR verbs, but ER and IRs will be the same. Let's try comer. Yo comí. Tú comiste. Él, ella, usted comió. Nosotros comimos. Ellos, ellas, ustedes comieron. Accent on the I, accent on the O, no S. Looks like present tense. Vivir. Yo viví. Tú viviste. Él, ella, usted vivió. Nosotros vivimos. Ellos, ellas, ustedes vivieron. Let's put these side by side to compare. ARs are in red. ER, IRs are in purple. A and E. Yo, amos, imos, vieron. Okay, pause the video and see if you can conjugate these verbs in the parentheses at the end of the sentence or the subject given at the beginning of the sentence. Pause the video and then come back for responses. Número uno, yo. This is an AR verb. I'm going to go to yo. AR verb says I'm going to take off my AR and add an E with it. Número dos, ir. That's an IR verb. The subject is tú. I'm going to go down here. This one's going to end with iste. Tú escribiste. Next, vender is an ER verb. It's going to be in purple. Ignacio is he, third person singular. So this is getting the end in IO. Ignacio vendió. Nosotros, like present tense, levantar, levantamos. Mis primos are ellos, they. This is an IR verb, so take this ending. Recibieron. Ustedes, down here, means you all, third person plural. AR verb, take the red one. Estudiaron. Mi hermana y yo becomes nosotros. Subir is an IR verb. Take the IMOS. Subimos. Yo and llevar. Llevar is an AR verb. Yo. I need the E accent. Llevé. Familia would be replaced with third person singular. Mirar is an AR verb. I'll replace it with an O. Miró. El equipo, that's a collective noun like family, so it's the third person singular, goes right there. Beber is an ER verb, so this will end in IO. Bebió. El equipo is the team. The team. So this is a review again of Unit 8. We have car, gar, zar verbs. If you remember these, when you're conjugating regularly, you're going to lose the original sound right here. So we have k, k, sacar. Keep that hard K sound. What happens when I conjugate sacar, and I take off my AR, and then I add my E accent? Well, that makes the C make an S sound. Sa, se. Well, that's what I want. I need to retain this hard K sound. K, k. So I can replace this letter C with a QU, which gives me the K sound. Sake. So that's going to happen in first person. Then conjugate as normal. Sacaste, sacó, sacamos, sacaron. What's going to happen here? Llegar is an AR verb. I'll take off my AR, and then I would add an E. I add an E after a G, this makes a h, h sound. That's not the same as a g, g sound that I had in the original. So I need to put a U after the G, and that gives it the hard G sound. Llegué. Llegaste, llegó, llegamos, llegaron. Comenzar, this one is not going to sound like anything different to you, but because of the slight lispy sound in Spain, it's slightly different. The Z will become a C. Comencé still has the same sound to you, but just remember, ZAR verbs become C's instead of Z's. Comenzaste, comenzó, comenzamos, comenzaron. And notice this change only happens in first person. Okay, because of the soft vowel E that makes these letters change sounds. Now how about the unstressed I? We can't have an I between two other vowels. Okay, if we have an I stuck in between two vowels, we're going to change that I to a Y. Okay, so oír, normally we take off the IR, right, to conjugate, so this one's kind of weird, but anyway, so we'd have our O and we'd add our I. Oí, this one has an accent. So short, right? It's just an O. Tú oíste. Now in the ele y usted form, it would have been an O, I, O. But the rule is you can't have three vowels in a row with an I in the middle. You've got to change it to a Y. Oyó. Go back to normal, oímos, and then change the Y again because it would have been O, I, E. Darn it, I've got that I trapped between two vowels. Can't do it. Make it into a Y. Oyeron. This one will have an accent on 1, 2, 3, and up here on the nosotros form. Same with creer, becomes creí, creíste, creyó. C-R-E-Y-O accent. Creímos, creyeron. C-R-E-Y-E-R. If I had kept the I in there, I would have had an I trapped between two E's. The rule says you can't do it. You got to change that into a Y. Oops, sorry about that. Here's leer, leí, leíste, leyó, leímos, leyeron. Okay? So if you have an I trapped between two vowels, change it to a Y. That's all this is saying. And in a lot of the cases, accents. Now you know I'm not counting off on accents, but just so you know. Then we have the verbs that are irregular spellings. When you have ver, becomes vi, viste, vio, vimos, vieron. Okay? The ones that have irregular spelling, these short, little tiny verbs, usually have irregular spelling. The accents get dropped. Dar. This one's so weird because it's an AR verb, but it's going to get conjugated like as if it were an ER verb, and then it's super short and you drop the accents again. So watch, it's not going to conjugate like an AR, it's going to conjugate like an ER. Di, diste, dio, oops, dimos, dieron. Okay, this one's really strange that way. It does conjugate like an AR, the preterite conjugates like an ER, IR. Now, ser and ir, ser meaning to be, and doctor meaning the reasons to use ser, and ir to go someplace or to go or do something. these two verbs get conjugated identically in the preterite. How do you tell the difference? By context. Yo fui is either I was or I went. Fuiste, fue, fuimos. Will be dropped on these. Okay, so you worked on these in Unit 8. All right, here's the new stuff. Regular stem and endings. The stem is the part of the verb that when I take off my AR, ER, IR, it's what's left over. A stem change is something inside the first part of that verb. Okay? So having a stem change means something's going to change in the front, but in the preterite, our endings are also going to be different. I'm sorry. So estar becomes estuve, and then you would add these endings. Estuve, estuviste, estuvo, estuvimos, estuvieron. No accents. Tener becomes tuve. Poner becomes pus. Poder becomes pud. Saber becomes sup. Now these are the ones that are going to have a stem change into a U. See, there's a U, 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 U. Now there are going to be some that will do a stem change to an I. Hacer becomes is. Now, change 2, so I'm going to be going over this one very specifically. It belongs in the speller change and it belongs in the irregular. Okay? Querer becomes quis, venir becomes vin. And then you just add your endings to match your people. Okay? So if you have a stem change and a regular stem change, this is an E-I-E and O-D-U-E. These are some weird things you've never seen before. If you have an irregular stem change, the endings are also preterite. Haber, hubo, is I-H-A-Y, there is or there are. Hubo, there was, there were. It's just a weirdo, right? And remember, our accents are dropped. Okay, so hacer, this is back to Unit 8. He counts as one that makes a sound change. Now we also know that he has a stem, a regular change, which means he's going to take these new endings. So yo hice, hiciste. Now if I had kept my H-I-C, it would say hico, but this says hacer. So what letter can I replace it with? It'll give me the S sound. Z, hizo. Nosotros hicimos, ellos, ellas, ustedes hicieron. Notice my endings are now e, iste, o, imo stays the same, hieron. Querer has a stem change inside here, an irregular one of the weird ones. It becomes quis. Quise, quisiste, quiso, quisimos, quisieron. Those two came up in Unit 8, right? Now there's, use them in the present tense or the preterite tense, the meaning changes a little. If the meaning of the verb is the way you've always known it, it is in the present tense. The meaning, if the meaning changes, it's a preterite tense. Okay, so listen. Saber, you already know this word, it means to know facts or information. That's a straightforward dictionary definition. But when I use saber in the preterite, it changes to mean to find out or to learn. Okay? Conocer means to know or be familiar with people or places. That's my standard dictionary definition. When I use it in the preterite, it means to meet for the first time. Querer means to want in the present. When I use it in the preterite, it means to try. No querer means not to want. I don't want. When it's used in the preterite, it means to refuse. So just a handy little helper here, that in the preterite, the meanings change a little bit, don't they? They're still kind of related to the first ones, but not exactly. So to know facts, ya lo sé, I already know it. To find out or learn, lo supe yesterday, I found it out yesterday, or I learned about it yesterday. Not I knew it yesterday. Yesterday you wouldn't have known it. It means you found out, right? Yo la conozco. I know her. It's like I know her already. Now, to meet for the first time, la conocí ayer. I met her yesterday. You couldn't have known someone yesterday. You need to have met them yesterday for the first time. To want. Quiero hacerlo hoy. I want to do it today. Quise hacerlo hoy. I tried. Oh, ayer. I tried to do it yesterday. Tried, but I wasn't able. It's like you wanted to, but you weren't able. Something stopped you. And then no querer, no quiero hacerlo hoy. I don't want to do it today. No quise hacerlo anteayer. I refused to do it the day before yesterday. There's going to be very little on this because this is a little bit more challenging, but keep this little chart handy. It's in your grammar notes, or take notes afresh for yourself. To know becomes to find or learn in the preterite. To know becomes to meet the first time in the preterite. To want becomes to try in the preterite, and to not want becomes to refuse in the preterite. These are also in Unit 8. These also have a stem change that's really strange in the front. Because it's a weird stem change in the front, it's going to take these new root endings. Okay? You're going to drop the I in the third person. So decir, take off your IR, and then you change D-I-J. Dije, dijiste, dijo, dijimos, actually, I got that little chart wrong. Dijeron. You're also going to drop the I right there. Dijeron. Traer, take off my ER, and now the stem is T-R-A-J. Traje, trajiste, trajo, trajimos, trajeron. Take off the I. Okay. Sorry about that, it's the wrong little chart. This one should not have the I there. Now we're going on to, this one's also in Unit 8. Okay, this is a stem changing a regular preterite. Decir is going to change from a G to a J. Yo dije. So take off your IR and change the DEC to DIJ. Dije. Dijiste, dijo, dijimos, dijeron. Okay, so this one's very much like, okay. And of course I've got the wrong box again. I needed one that didn't have an I in there. I'm so sorry. Dijeron, drop the I. Traer, same thing. Traje, trajiste, trajo, trajimos, trajeron. Drop the I. So here's a little song that contains a lot of these irregular stem change preterites. Remember, they have a change in the stem in the front, so their endings are also irregular. If this song helps you, that's great. This is in your textbook. It doesn't match the song exactly, but it really helps. I'll put that link so that you can repeat this as many times as you want. It will repeat a million times until you guys learn it. So again, the song is very similar to this activity in the textbook, not identical, but it's just a good practice for you. Okay, there we go. Okay, so let's go on to regular preterite and sound changers. So we're going to practice now. So I have comprar. That's an AR verb, right? So I'm on this box right here. Comprar, regular AR ending. The person is going to be ella. I'm going to take off my AR, and what is my answer? Ella compró. Okay, buscar, that's a sound changer. Sound changer. Okay, but it is an AR verb. I'm going to be up here in this box on the left. Yo, what is the answer? Busqué. Okay, it would have had the C, and the C would have said busé. I need the hard k, k. So in the first person, I change it to QU. Next one, volar, AR verb. I'm in this box here on the left, ARs. The subject is usted. That's down here in the third box. The answer is usted voló. Afeitarse. It's reflexive, but I can take off my SE and notice that it's an AR verb. Go to the AR box. Let's go find out the subject. The subject is ellos. That's right here, right? So take off my se, take off my AR, put the se in the front. Ellos se, add my ending, afeitaron. Darse, acostarse. In the present tense, this is a stem changer. This is an O to UE. But we're not going to do a stem change in the preterite. Yay! If it's an AR verb. Okay, so I've got AR. I'm on my left side. I don't care that it's reflexive. I just need to know it's an AR verb. Let's find my subject. My subject is nosotros. So change the se to nos. And start to acostamos. Pagar, that's a gar verb. So it might have a sound change if the subject is yo, right? It's an AR verb. I'm up here. It is yo. So instead of P-A-G-E with an accent, because that would say pahe, I need a hard G sound, put a U and make it pagué. Empezar, there's the zar, car, gar, zar verbs. Even though we say the Z like an S, we're going to need to change it to a C if this subject here is a yo. Let's see if it's a yo. It is, of course it is. Empezar becomes empecé. Okay, now some ER verbs, but it's a regular ER verb. Beber, so I'm on the right side. Let's see what the subject is. Nosotros. Take off my ER and I add IMOS. Bebimos. Beber, ER verb, I'm on the right side. Él, that's third person singular. Take off my ER and add an I-O accent. Él comprendió. Say, I know it's reflexive, but who cares? Let's find out what kind of verb it is. It's an IR. I'm on the right side. Who's my person? Ustedes. Ustedes. So my reflexive pronoun would be se. Take off my IR and add IERON. Ustedes se subieron. Leer. Leer. This is irregular. Why? We'll find out, right? This is going to have that double E, which probably will be an I. We'll see. See, our subject is ellos. So if it were ellos, I would take off my ER and add, it would be LEIERON. I've got a trapped I. I cannot change it to a Y. Leyeron. So when you have that stressed I between the two vowels, change it to a Y. Ver. Ver is one of those really short vowels. It's going to lose its accent marks. Ella vio. Dar. It's as if it were an ER verb. Go over here and you're going to lose the accent marks. Yo vi. Eat is one of those super weird ones. Eat and said are the same. Okay? This doesn't help you much. Tu, so the beginning of it is a different little stem. The ending is going to be fine. Tu fuiste. Tu fuiste. The same is going to happen with sed. It's going to be like a fue, something. Tu again, tu fuiste. So either you went or you were. And you've got to get that out of context. That was Unit 8. Oh, okay, this one's irregular and it has a sound change. Let's see what our subject is. Usted, be right here. Usted hizo. Usted hizo. All right, one thing to know. AR and ER, stem changing verbs in the present tense, do not require a stem change in the preterite. We already talked about that. But IR verbs in the present tense do require a stem change in the preterite, but it will only happen in third person singular plural, and your only options will be EI or O to U. Okay? We're going to do that in the next lesson.